Hi guys, Fistandalus 1 here. I did an unboxing video of my purchase of the AK-74 made by Waffen Werks that I bought through Classic Firearms. And when I was taking a look at it, I must have been tired or something because I screwed it up. So even though this isn't an unboxing video, this is kind of a real quick initial review of this particular rifle. I ordered this last week from Classic Firearms. Purchased their shooter's package, which was the rifle with slightly refinished furniture on it, 4 magazines, a scope mount, a scope, and a Bulldog carrying case. Purchased all that from Classic Firearms. It arrived yesterday. Unfortunately, my Bulldog case wasn't with my order. Called up Classic Firearms, and they're mailing it out to me today. Which, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Classic Firearms. They had great customer service. They asked me a couple of questions to try and figure out what exactly went on, and said, hey, we'll ship out a new bag to you first thing that they could. When I initially took the rifle out of the box, first thing I noticed was the orange Tapco magazines, which made me happy. The entire time I was waiting on this, I was hoping that I would get the burnt orange magazines. Of course, when you order it from Classic Firearms, it's depending on availability. You'll either get the burnt orange or you'll get the black. And while I would have been perfectly happy with black, I was especially happy to find out they had the orange magazines, because I want to purchase the Bakelite bayonet. They have a bayonet that Classic Firearms has for the AK-74 that's got the Bakelite handle and scabbard. And I wanted to get the rifle in and see what magazines I had first before I placed my order on that. Because if I had the black magazines, I would have just went ahead and ordered the black handle and scabbard bayonet. But since it has the burnt orange, I'm going to go with the Bakelite. So that made me happy. The next thing that I took out of the box was the scope there. It's a Barska scope. It's a 3 to 9 power. Yeah, 3 to 9 power adjustable scope. The lenses on this thing are actually really clear. I was very surprised for a scope that's really about $100 scope. I was very surprised at how clear the lenses were. So I'm pretty pleased with that. The UTG scope mount, which flip this over so you guys can take a look at that. There you go. That's actually a pretty good mount. I don't really know much about AKs and their accessories, but it mounts on there fairly solidly, and it seems very well made. It's made by UTG, and I'm pretty happy with that. After pulling those out of the box, I actually got a chance to take a look at the rifle itself. And initially, I wasn't too pleased with the furniture, with the buttstock and the handguards. I mean, you really can't see it in the in this camera phone. You can see it a little bit, but like there's a couple of gouges here, and it really didn't seem like it was refinished. On the other side, there's a few dents and scratches. And so I initially wasn't pleased with that. And when I called Classic Firearms about the bag, I also brought up my issue with the furniture. And they offered to send me a return shipping label so I could return the rifle for either an exchange for a new one or a complete refund. I went ahead and I turned them down, and actually the more that I look at the rifle, the happier I'm actually getting with it, as far as the furniture goes. And the reason why I'm starting to like it more and more is that it kind of has that lived with look, I guess you could say. It's not beat up. The finish is definitely in good shape. They're definitely grade A stocks and handguards. The color is fairly nice. The handguard there, down here, this portion of it is actually a bit darker than up here, and the cover for the gas tube and the butt. Like I said, it is a bit darker here, but it actually looks really nice. I've been quite pleased with it now, especially now that I've had a chance to actually see it in the daylight, I guess you could say, and actually spend some time looking at it. There is a little bit of an issue. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little bit of a gap here, and a little bit of a gap here. From what I understand, that's actually common with the Waffen Werks AK-74s, and from what I understand, it has to do with the placement of their trunnions. Like I said, I don't know much about the AK platform and how it's all set up and everything, and so this is actually my first AK, and I'm looking forward to learning quite a bit about it. But from what I understand, what I've read online, the trunnions are actually, for instance, the rear trunnion is actually too far to the rear, and the front trunnion is actually too far to the front, and that causes a slight little gap. However, having said that, you don't even notice it unless you're specifically looking for it. Otherwise, the rifle is actually very well put together. I'm very pleased with it. Everything is nice and I don't really want to say tight, but I guess you can say tight. The action is very smooth. The magazines lock in nice and tight without a lot of wiggle. I'd imagine it's probably going to loosen up a bit as I start to shoot it. But like I said, overall, I'm very pleased, and it just looks cool. I'm not so sure if I'm going to leave the scope on there. I might take the scope off and put a red dot on there. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes when I take it out to the range and zero everything and see how it shoots. But like I said, I might take the scope off, put a red dot on. I might put the scope on, I don't know, on one of my ARs or something. I'll figure it out. But yeah, like I said, I love the way that this sucker looks. And there's a view of the muzzle brake, which is a really cool looking muzzle brake. Which, by the way, if you notice, there's a little detent right there. I can push that in and actually unscrew it off, the muzzle brake off of it, so that I can clean it. Give you a real quick view of this from front to rear. Another one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is, I know that this is one of the pieces that is used for the 922R compliance, but I really like the look of the original Bulgarian pistol grip. So I might replace it with either the original Bulgarian, which of course means I'll probably wind up having to change something else so I meet compliance, or I'll see if I can find maybe an American-made pistol grip that looks that color. But we'll see. We'll see. Overall, I'm very pleased with this purchase. And you know, thank you, Classic Arms, for having such a great deal. You know, everything that that you get in their shooter's package deal that they've got, it's well worth the money that you pay out. Well worth it. Well, thanks for listening in, and I'll take this to the range and get it zeroed in, and maybe I'll do a range report one of these days. Kind of want to get a real camera with a tripod so I can do a real range report on some of these rifles that I've been doing videos of. But we'll see how that goes. All right, everybody have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.